Hello and welcome back to the Couch Potatoes podcast with Sophia. And yeah, that's actually it. I'm alone this week, guys. I'm feeling really worried, feeling really scared, but here I am. I'm doing it. Who knows if this is even going to go up? I'm feeling like it's not going to, but if you're seeing this, I was brave enough to post it. But there's no need to fear because I do have my emotional support stuffy and my emotional support water bottle, and my emotional support cat is somewhere around here. I was really hoping she'd be sitting there because she was sitting there all day. So I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. She's the other one on the podcast. Eva's not with us, unfortunately. But she's not sitting there anymore. So we have some stuffies occupying her space. Yeah, it's just me. I'm alone. Eva's not here. Eva's in Ireland, living the dream, living it up with Megan. I miss them both so dearly. I hope they're doing great. I hope they're having the best time. But this is a business. And Eva is not fulfilling her partnership in the business. I'm kidding. I love Eva. I miss Eva. She'll be back soon enough. But for now, it's just me. I have nobody to bounce my ideas off of. I have nobody to joke with. I'm all on my lonesome. I tried really hard to make Jade podcast with me. She was not having it. Clearly, I could not convince her to do so. So yeah, there might be a lot of awkward silence. The angle might not be perfect because we don't have Eva's equipment. But yeah, here I am. I'm doing it. I'm a podcaster. The grind never stops. Couch Potatoes never sleeps. So here we are. I don't know. I have a long list of things to talk about. I don't think they're going to last me as long as I think they're going to. But here's hoping. Here's praying. So yeah, today is Thursday, March 14th. It's been like 2 weeks since we recorded last. Because we usually film the week before, like a week before we upload. So it's been like 2 whole weeks. I've missed you guys. What the hell is up? What's up, everybody? What have you been up to? It's been spring break around here. Clearly Eva's spring breaking in Ireland. Clearly I'm not spring breaking. Clearly I'm relaxing. But I did do a lot of things this week. Well, not that many things. It's a lot of things for me, for somebody who doesn't do anything. First and foremost, we've got some pop culture housekeeping. I hope you guys can't hear the chaos that's going on downstairs. Miss Muffin, we all know Miss Muffin. She is letting her presence be known. She's letting her voice be heard. She's speaking her truth. Okay, it's subsiding. Anyways, the pop culture housekeeping. This past week, Ariana Grande came out with her album. Hello. I love Ariana Grande. And I have no shame about it, okay? I'm tired of feeling embarrassed that I listen to Ariana Grande, okay? I know that everybody listens to her, and I know that she's pop music, okay? She makes pop music, and I know that everybody loves to pretend like they don't love pop music, but I'm here to say that it's 2024, and I love Ariana Grande, and I love pop music, okay? I know nobody else does. But I know you're all listening to that Ariana Grande album. So let's stop pretending that we're not. Personally, I've always listened to Ariana Grande. I wasn't like the biggest fan. Ariana Grande is one of those people that, like, I don't know. She's giving me like Austin Butler vibes. She's just becoming, like, I never know who she actually is. She's playing a character at all times. When she was on, what was she on? Victorious. She was Kat Valentine, okay, in real life. Not that I know her personally or I'm speaking her in real life, obviously. But now I'm like seeing her in the press and I feel like she's just like the nice witch. Like, she was Kat Valentine and now she has assumed her new persona of the good witch from Wicked. Not that I've ever seen Wicked, but it's just giving me that vibe. Like, she was at the Oscars and she was fully wearing that like pink big poofy dress, which was just giving me the Good Witch. Anyways, her album. Anyways, what am I talking about? Jesus Christ. No one's here to reel me back in. Her album. I feel like people are hating it. However, I think it's good. One thing about Ariana Grande that I really like is all the like phases she goes through. Like she was so PC, so like America's sweetheart. And then suddenly she was writing Thank You Next. And then she was writing Positions, which is even crazier than Thank You Next. And now she's like back in her like good girl era again, assuming the persona of the Good Witch from Wicked. But yeah, I think it's good. My favorite song is Bye, which apparently is an unpopular opinion. That's BYE, by the way, not BI. I don't know if that was obvious or not, but yeah. So that's my stance on Ariana Grande. I'm tired of being embarrassed. Okay, she's one of those people that like I don't know why. It's just like people love to talk shit about her, and I know she's like problematic or whatever. And I get it. I know her new boyfriend looks exactly like her brother. I know, I get it. Okay, I'm not saying she's like the perfect person. I'm not saying she's my hero. I'm just saying her music is kind of good, and I'm listening to pop music in 2024, okay? I'm also not listening to pop music. Like, there's other music that I'm listening to, obviously, but I'm also listening to pop music. Can we all stop pretending that we're not, okay? I know we all love to listen to... There's those people that you're, like, really proud that you listen to, and you want to, like, tell the world about it. Dominic Fike. I want everyone to know that I listen to Dominic Fike because it makes me look cool, like a cool person, okay? Who else? Frank Ocean. I want everybody to know that my favorite song is Novocaine by Frank Ocean because it makes me feel like I'm cool, okay? Maybe I shouldn't be saying any of this. Maybe I shouldn't be saying any of this. But this is my truth, okay? I'm speaking my truth. I'm trying to think of who else I'm like the song Peach by Kevin Abstract and Dominic Fike. I want everyone to know that I listen to that song because it makes me feel so cool, okay? But yeah, Ariana Grande is just one of those people that, like, I'm embarrassed that I listen to her. And I'm done being embarrassed, okay? I'm telling the world, I'm speaking my truth. Who else is there? There's, like Riverdale, for example, which we talked extensively about on episode 1, so you don't want to hear my opinion on Riverdale anymore, I know. But that's another show that, like, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that I listen to that I watch that show. And yeah, I'm never telling anybody that I watch that show, except for however many people watch the first podcast. That show's good, okay? And I watched the entire thing. Anyways, another pop culture housekeeping, speaking of music, Wallows announced their tour. I guess it's like a world tour. Wallows, another one of those artists that I want people to know that I listen to them. Because it makes me feel cool, okay? So yeah, they're going on a world tour. And so I wake up the day that they announced their world tour, and I'm like waiting for the time. I think it was like 10 a.m. my time. And then it like turns 10 a.m. and I like open Instagram to like see where they're playing because I'm like excited to go. Me and Eva have seen Wallows in concert once. We saw them not this past summer, but the summer before, on tour. We saw them at Terminal 5 on the last night that they performed there. And this was like before I even like really listened to Wallows, so I wasn't getting like the full concert experience. I wasn't like listening to all the music. I was singing along, but I wasn't like knowing every word, jumping up and down, standing in the front row. We were like towards the back. I was living, I was laughing, I was loving, obviously, all for Dylan Minnette, because that man is the most seducing person on this planet. Not actually, but I do love him. What was I literally saying? Where am I? So anyways, they're going on tour. So I open my phone at 10 a.m. to see where they're playing. To my surprise, I'm scrolling through. It's like North Dakota. There's like all these random places that I don't care about, obviously. I'm trying to find the New York and the Philly date, okay? So I'm scrolling, I'm looking through. I see, New York, perfect. Where are they playing? Madison Square Garden. What? Literally, what are you talking about? How are Wallows playing at Madison Square Garden? To me, that is not a well-known band. I mean, I guess like it is. I guess I have like no concept of like who is known and who is not. All my entire concept relies on Instagram followers, which I don't know how many Instagram followers I have. So I guess that doesn't even matter. I guess people go off of like Spotify listeners. As we all know, I do not use Spotify. Also, even if I did, I don't understand what those numbers mean. What is like a lot? 7 million? That feels like how many Spotify listeners Wallows has. I just made that number up. Don't know if it's true. Don't know if it's false. 7 million, though, is that a lot? Is that a little? I have no idea. I know that The Weeknd is the top streaming artist on Spotify of like all time or something. Maybe it's Taylor Swift, though. I heard The Weeknd. Why was I just feeling like it was The Weeknd? But now Taylor Swift is feeling correct. I have no idea how many Spotify listeners she has. They have The Weeknd, her, him. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyways, they feel like a very not small, but like not a lot of people listen to them, I guess. Madison Square Garden. Doesn't Madison Square Garden have like 20,000 seats in it? Do you guys have 20,000 followers? Do you guys have 20,000 people who are listening to your music? Because I feel like the answer to that is no. I don't know anybody that listens to Wallows except for me and Eva. So I guess I don't know how that's going to happen. That was like the same thing I felt. So this past summer, I saw Daniel Caesar and Omar Apollo at Madison Square Garden. And we were like, Daniel Caesar, another artist that I want people to know that I listen to. Thank you very much. Daniel Caesar, can he sell 20,000 tickets at Madison Square Garden? I'm feeling like the answer to that question is no. Alas, it was sold out. And I was there. And there was 20,000 people there, apparently. So I don't know how that works. I don't know how that's going to happen. As of right now, tickets are not on sale yet, so I don't know how much they are. But I saw like people talking about like pre-sale stuff and that their tickets were like really expensive. So we'll see. The show that we're probably going to end up going to is at The Man in Philly, which we love The Man. It's a great venue. We saw Dominic Fike there this past summer, and it was incredible. That was probably the best concert I've ever been to. Dominic Fike at The Man. Anyways, nobody cares. Allow me to open my notes app to look at the list of topics I'm supposed to hit today. Well, not supposed to, but that I thought of. Oh, it's also Pi Day today. I told you it was March 14th, 3.14159, 265358979323846264333, okay? Okay. Yes, I know that many numbers of pi. And yes, that's another fact that I want everybody to know about me because I think it's fun and I think it's cool, okay? Let me run it back. 3.14159, 265358979323846264333. Got it? Get it? Got it? Good. Moving on. So like I was saying, this week is spring break. And Eva's not here. So what the hell am I supposed to do with my life if Eva's not here? I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. But I think, okay, let me count my friends. Eva, Ireland. Okay. Jade. Oh my God. Jade, what are you doing this week? So, since it's been spring break, I haven't had class, obviously. I have been working, but that's okay. But I occupied my time with my friend Jade. For the people who don't know, which is nobody that's listening, Jade is my best friend. We have known each other my entire life. Well, not my entire life. For as long as I can remember, pretty much. She's my bestie girl. So we had some items on our to-do list this week. 2 shows, and that's actually it. So as we all know, I love a concert. I also love any live performance, live show, anything. And we also know I listen to a lot of podcasts. Oh gosh, here's another thing that I'm embarrassed that I watch. So this week around us, we had The Canceled Tour. Canceled, if you don't know, is a podcast hosted by Tana Mojo, I know, and Brooke Schofield. And me and Jade both watched that podcast, so we thought, why the hell not? Let's buy tickets and let's go watch them live podcast. So we did that. And then we also had my favorite podcast of all time is Brooke and Connor Make a Podcast. We all know I want Connor so bad. Not only do I want him, I want to be him. I want to be friends with him. I want everything about him. I wish that was me. I also love Brooke, obviously. That's Brooke Averick, also known as Lady Efron. I love her too, but I really love I really love Connor. So he's on tour, like stand-up comedy tour. So he was having a show in Philly. So me and Jade went to that also. However, a lot of events transpired in between and before and after. So I'm just going to walk you guys through the week. I know nobody cares about this. So if you don't care, you know what to do. Get skipping. Skip until you find something interesting. So, Jade arrives. And I'm so excited. She arrives and we're thinking she arrives on Sunday. And the canceled tour is on Sunday night. Which is in Jersey, which is shocking because obviously we're very lucky. We have two big cities around us. We have New York, which is very actually close to my hometown. And then we have Philly, which is actually close to where I live here. So if anybody goes on tour, we're pretty much guaranteed that we'll get at least one city that we can go to, which is really nice. Sometimes multiple, which is even better. You know me, I love to go to multiple shows that are the exact same and waste all my money doing that. But that's okay. Anyways, so Sunday she gets here, we're settling in, we're hanging out, we're just hanging out. I actually had work that morning, so she didn't get here until later. And the show was it 7? I think it was at 7. So Jade gets here and we're like, okay, let's get food on the way. The venue is like an hour away, but it's in Jersey, which is fine because I'd rather it be in Jersey and have like a really easy time parking than it be in New York. Don't even get me started on New York parking because I can't handle it. And no, I'm not taking the fucking train in, okay? I'm not doing it. So don't even tell me to because I'm not listening, okay? The train from here is like over an hour and it's like $35. So I'd rather just drive in and spend an hour trying to find a parking spot, okay? I would. Philly, however, is way easier to park in. I love parking in Philly because you can just pay like $10 and get a parking spot in a lot, guaranteed, for like the whole day. So I love it. No, I'm not training into Philly either because that is so easy and I'd rather just do that. Anyways, the venue's like an hour away and it's in Red Bank, which Red Bank is great. I've been to a concert that was like in a venue that was right next to the venue that the show was at on Sunday. So I was like, perfect. We'll grab food on the way and then we will park and go and it'll all be perfect. So we're thinking, what are we going to eat? Oh my God, nobody cares about this. This is the most boring thing ever. No one's listening. That's okay. I'm powering through. So we're like, you know what? Let's go sit down and let's go to Chili's. Let's go have an app. Let's go have a fun little bev. And let's go to Chili's. Chili's sounds good. Apparently it was also like St. Patrick's Day parade day everywhere. So we get to this Chili's and the Chili's was like kind of out of the way. It wasn't like out of the way, but it was maybe like 15 minutes out of the way. And we get there and obviously at Chili's you walk in, you sit, you eat for 45 minutes and then you leave. Okay. It's like a sit down place, but it's obviously not like anything crazy and it's really easy. So we drive into this Chili's parking lot and it's packed and there's like other stores there too. It was like in the parking lot of a mall. So I was like, is this Chili's literally about to be bumping right now on this Sunday at 5:30 p.m.? And we walk in the door and there's like a line out the goddamn door. And we walk up to the hostess stand and I'm like, hey, like, can we just get a table for 2? She goes, that'll be a 45-minute wait. First of all, Chili's, fuck you. There should never be a 45 minutes for Chili's. Chili's is not some hot commodity. Hello? Why is there a 45-minute wait for a fucking Chili's? Fuck you. So I said, can I use your bathroom? I used the restroom and I walked right on out of there. because fuck you, Chili's. I'm not waiting 45 minutes for subpar, overpriced Chili's food, okay? They do have really good fucking shrimp tacos, though, okay? So if you're going to Chili's, get their shrimp tacos. But don't go to Chili's because they tried to make me wait 45 minutes for a table on a Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Okay? So we're like, what the hell? We're not doing that. We don't even have time for that because at this point it's 5:30. I shouldn't have to explain why I'm not waiting 45 minutes for a Chili's. Okay? Yeah. I'm not explaining to you why I don't need to wait 45 minutes for Chili's. Even if I wanted to. I didn't have the time. Okay? Anyways, so we're like, okay, what else is around here? Of course there's nothing around there. I mean, there's everything around there. Of course it's a Sunday, so we can't get Chick-fil-A, even though there's a Chick-fil-A right next door. And then our other options are Chipotle, which Jade never wants. There was a Habit Burger. I don't eat burgers. And then we're like looking around the map and we're like, ooh, there's an Olive Garden. Hold on. Hold the phone. There's an Olive Garden nearby. And immediately I'm like, we can't go to Olive Garden. That's like a fancy place, right? Apparently that's wrong. Because we were dressed in like jeans and like a sweatshirt. And I was like, we can't go to Chili's, we're severely underdressed. Not Chili's, sorry. We can't go to Olive Garden, we're severely underdressed for Olive Garden. And Jay's like, literally no, that is not a fancy place. I was like, oh, oops, my bad. So we go there. It is, in fact, not a fancy place. However, it's giving fancy place vibes. The guy is like wearing a bow tie. The lighting is like dim. They're playing like the most Italian restaurant music you've ever heard. And the guy is like putting cheese in my soup, like grating cheese into my soup. That is so fancy. Anyways, I've never been to Olive Garden before, clearly. But we get there and we walk in and we're like, okay, we don't have that much time now because it's almost 6. It's probably like 5:45. The show's at 7 and we're 20 minutes away. So let's skedaddle and let's get our Olive Garden. So we sit down, we're like, oh my God, this is so fun. There's an iPad on the table, which Chili's also has. I love an iPad on the table because I love when there's a game on it. So we're just sitting there. Jade orders a fun marg. We order mozzarella sticks. Our meal comes with soup. So we're having soup. We're living our lives. We're eating so much food. We're eating all the unlimited breadsticks. I know everybody says it, but those unlimited breadsticks are actually good. The fuck? How do they do that? How do they do that? Anyways, we're just sitting there minding our own business, eating, chatting, enjoying each other's company. And this man gets seated at the booth right next to ours. And obviously we're at 2 different tables and this is a restaurant, so we're not that close. There is no appropriate time to talk to somebody else's table at a restaurant. There is no appropriate time to do that. And we all know I hate talking to people. That's everyone, but especially strangers. Don't talk to me, especially in public. Don't do it. So this man sits down at the booth by himself and he looks over at us and he starts talking to us. Like, stop. Literally don't talk to us. I like feel like I blacked out during this conversation because I was just like not having it. But he starts talking to us and he goes, are you guys Irish? And we're like, what? Jade's like, a little bit. Fuck. Again, because it was like St. Patrick's Day parade day everywhere, apparently. He's like asking us if we're Irish. And then Jade's like, a little bit, haha. And he looks at me and he goes, what about you? And I was like, oh, a little bit, ha ha ha. He goes, well, haha, I don't want to see you guys dancing on the bar tonight after all those drinks. I was like, this is so not appropriate. Stop talking to me, sir, please. Why does this always happen to me? Please, 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 please stop talking to me. And then he's like, what are your names? Points to me. Are you Mary Beth? The fuck? What do you mean, am I Mary Beth? No, I'm not Mary Beth. Don't ask me that question. That's a disrespectful question. So yeah, he's guessing our names. He's telling me I look like a Mary Beth. He's asking me if I'm Irish. And then he just like won't stop. And then he just like, again, I blacked out. I don't even know what he was talking about. He was just like saying random things. And we can't get away from this man because we're sitting at our table eating food. Anyways, And then his family shows up, so he stops talking to us. And then I revert to the iPad kid that I am, and I start playing on the iPad. I'm looking through all of the little cues that it has. It's like pay now, menu, order appetizers, order drinks, games. That's where I land, obviously. I want to play a game on this iPad. So I click on the games tab, and this like pop-up comes up, and it's like, pay $2.99 for unlimited games. And I'm like, what the fuck? I wanted to play a game. You're telling me I have to pay for the games? So apparently you have to pay for the games. And I'm like, okay, forget it. And then a couple minutes goes by, and I'm like, you're telling me I can't play one game? It's telling me I need to pay $2.99 for unlimited games. Let me play one game. So I click on the pop-up, and it immediately pays $2.99 for unlimited games. No, are you sure you'd like to pay $2.99? No, warning, you're about to pay $2.99 for unlimited games. No, immediately takes $2.99 and puts it on my bill. If I had known that it was going to charge me $2.99 immediately, I would not have clicked on the button. I did not want to pay for those games. So I'm like, shit, I just paid $2.99 for these games. Let me make the most of it. So I started playing these games. You'd think it'd be like Snake. What else? Tetris. You'd think it'd be, let's see what else. Like a trivia game, like a trivia crack. No, these games were awful. God awful. The worst games I've ever seen. It was like, finish the lyric. Twinkle, twinkle, little blank. It was like the worst, the worst games ever. And then I'm like playing these games, and I'm looking at the clock, and I'm like, oh shit, it's 6:30. We have to leave in 10 minutes. And our entree is not even here yet. Our food is not even here, and we have to leave in 10 minutes. Another 5 minutes goes by, we're like, oh shit, we're cutting this really close. And something about me is I'm early everywhere. I hate being late. I'm very punctual. I like to be places hours early. Yeah, not like 15 minutes late. That's actually my worst nightmare. So we're like, okay. And then the guy, it's like 3 minutes before the time we have to leave to make it there on time. And the guy finally brings our entrees. And Jade's like, can we get a box with this, please? The box is like so small. We're like, okay, this is getting us nowhere. We might as well just throw the food out because we can't take it. And then the guy leaves, brings our boxes back. And then we immediately put our entire entree in the box and leave, which was really embarrassing. But it had to be done because we were about to be late. Okay. Then we drive our 20 minutes to the show. And another thing about me is whenever I'm in the vicinity of any kind of celebrity, I am looking for celebrities. I love celebrities. I love meeting celebrities. I just love celebrities. It's just so fun to me. I love it. I have a list on my phone titled celebs I've been in the same room with. So I love to keep track of all the celebs I've been in the same room with. Yeah, so I'm on like the lookout for celebs, and I feel like we're in Jersey, so it's not likely, but there's no New York date. So this is the New York date. You know what I mean? One of the specific celebs I was looking for was Jeremy Zucker. He's from New Jersey. He knows Santa Mojo. However, it was Oscar Sunday, so I believe he was in LA at an Oscars party or something. So he wasn't there. Didn't see any celebs, so that sucked. But anyways, we sit down, we watch the show. It's like so not our crowd, which is just so funny. All of those people who watch Tana Mojo and such are just like, the specific kind of people. And that's just not us, which is really funny. I'm not even like the biggest Tana Mojo stan of all time. I'm really not even a Tana Mojo fan. I just like her podcast. I really do like Brooke though. I think she's really funny, and I think she's really pretty. She's another person that I just want to be. I want to be her so bad. But yeah, so we watched the show and it was really good. And then, yeah, I think that was literally it. It was kind of like a stand-up show though. Like it felt like very calculated. Something I love about podcasts is that it feels very like impressive to me when people can be like funny off the cuff. And like this is the first time that they're saying something and it's very funny. However, stand up like comedy shows, there's something about them to me that just like isn't funny because it's like so clearly rehearsed, which I don't know. It's like every joke that they were like saying was like, you've clearly said this every night for the past 3 weeks. So it just like feels a little bit ingenuine to me, and it makes it a little less funny. It was still good, don't get me wrong. I don't know why I have this like weird thing with comedy. It just doesn't feel as impressive to me when you've clearly been working on it for weeks and you say it every night and you know that it gets laughs. It's just more impressive when you can come up with something off the top of your head and it's really funny, which is why I love a podcast, because that's what a podcast was. So I wish their podcast was more of them just like podcasting in real life, but I understand that they can't do that. Anyways. And then the next day after, so it was Monday the next day, we had big fun movie marathon. Let me tell you guys something. If you like movies even a little bit, if you go to the movies once a month, you need the AMC A-list. This is not an ad. It sounds like an ad. I wish it was an ad. You need the AMC A-list membership. Because let me tell you, with the AMC A-list membership, you pay $24.99 per month, at least in New Jersey. That's the New Jersey price. You pay $24.99 a month, and you get 3 free movies every single week. Let me say it again. 3 free movies every single week. So you're paying $24.99 for essentially 12 movies a month. One movie ticket nowadays is at least $11, plus a convenience fee if you're paying for it online of $2. That's at least $13. So if you're seeing 2 movies a month, you might as well just get the AMC A-list membership and go to the movies for free 3 times every week. So that's what I do. That's been like my big hobby recently. It's not a hobby, but that's been like my big thing that I've been doing in my free time recently is going to the movies 3 times a week. Well, not going to the movies 3 times a week, but seeing 3 movies in the theater 3 times or every week. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so for Christmas, I got that for Jade so that she can come to movies with me. So that was a selfish gift. Oops. I got it for her for 3 months, so it's still going. Anyway, so on Monday, we went to see our 3 movies. So there's this big theater near me that has 24 theaters. Yes, please. It also has an IMAX theater and a Dolby Cinema theater. Nobody cares about what I'm talking about. Okay, understood. So I booked us 3 movies for the week. Or for the day. So I'm going to talk about the movies because if there's one thing this podcast is, it's a movie podcast. Okay, perfect. Glad we're all on the same page about that. So the first movie we see is called Freud's Last Session. This is a movie starring Anthony Hopkins about, you know what? Let me ask you a question. We all know I'm terrible at history. When do you think Freud died? I'm taking submissions. When do you think Freud died? Because let me tell you, when I think of Freud, I'm thinking of like, this is so embarrassing. Holy shit, I'm so bad at history. We all know this already. I'm thinking like back in like Plato time. like I'm seeing a bust of his face. Like he's in stone to me. He's not even in cinema. So clearly with my black and white and in color reference, he's far back in black and white. He is so far at black and white that there is no cinema, there is no film, there is no video, there is no photo. He only exists as like a stone bust to me. I don't know why I feel like he existed that long ago. But that's just how I feel, okay? So, to my surprise, I show up to this movie and I learn it's taking place in 1939. The fuck? You're telling me Freud was alive when here we go with the World Wars, guys. I'm an expert on the World Wars now. When World War II began, I literally have no words. That is crazy to me. Anyway, so Freud's Last Session is about Freud in his like last month of life, and supposedly he had this like meeting with C.S. Lewis, and they like discuss like stuff like religion and stuff. So yeah, starring Anthony Hopkins though, which is really funny because last week I saw a movie also starring Anthony Hopkins that also took place in World War II. So that was 2 movies that came out in the past like however many months starring Anthony Hopkins that take place during World War II. So I thought that was pretty funny. The movie was fine. It was giving me absolutely nothing. I don't care about religion. I don't care about C.S. Lewis. I don't care about World War II. So those were three things already batting against it. Yeah. It was fine, though. Anthony Hopkins is so cute. I don't know when he got like that. I know Anthony Hopkins personally because of Silence of the Lambs. Obviously. Incredible movie. I would say that's probably my top 15 movies of all time. Yeah, there's something just about that movie. Anyways, so then we have like an hour in between our next movie. So we head on over to Five Below and we get some more movie snacks. And then we head back to the theater, and the second movie we saw was Imaginary. This is a PG-13 horror movie about this family that moves back into the stepmom's childhood home, and the little girl starts having this like imaginary friend, and it's like this bear that she found in the house, and then the bear starts like controlling her life and making her do bad things, and it's like this PG-13 horror movie by Blumhouse. And we all know Blumhouse makes terrible movies. Not terrible movies. They're just really good at making a really, really mid PG-13 horror movie that has no redeeming qualities and is extremely boring. It's not terrible, but like Night Swim was also by them. Whatever. Anyways, it was fine. It was like, there were some spooky moments. There were some really silly moments though. Like, so obviously the whole premise is about this bear that this girl finds, and obviously she names her imaginary friend. Also, I feel like I have no concept of children. How old are children when they're having imaginary friends? Because she was like probably like 7. Are kids having imaginary friends at 7? Not to shame her, but that just like feels a little late in life to be having an imaginary friend. But what the hell do I know? Anyways, so she names this bear. I want you all to take a guess of what she names this bear. You'll never guess. She names the bear Chauncey. Stop it right now. Be so serious. Give the bear, like, any normal kid would have named their imaginary friend Barry, Mr. Bear, anything. Even, like, Charlie, like a normal name. Chauncey? Are you serious right now? But yeah, it was, like, fine. It was, like, not scary. There was one part that, like, made me jump, but that's it. But yeah, there's also just like weird moments other than the bear being named Chauncey that they bring up Bing Bong a lot, which just is so silly. Like, stop. So I've never seen Inside Out, but apparently Bing Bong is like the girl's imaginary friend on Inside Out, which totally makes sense. But they bring Bing Bong up like every 5 minutes for the second half of the movie. So, and so me and Jade are watching this, having never seen Inside Out, so we don't understand the lore of Bing Bong. We don't know who Bing Bong is. We don't know what's going on. And we just think it's so funny that they keep talking about Bing Bong and, like, referring to them as if they're a person. And we don't know who it is. And I don't know, it's just funny. And the girl, like, the other sister keeps, like, I don't know, just, like, bringing up Bing Bong and, like, talking about Bing Bong. And we're like, Bing Bong? Like, what are we talking about? What's Bing Bong? Who's Bing Bong? Why are we saying Bing Bong? Yeah. We later found out that was the imaginary friend from Inside Out, and we felt a little dumb, but we thought it was really funny that she just kept talking about Bing Bong for no reason. There's also this moment where, like, there's an older lady neighbor that, like, comes over to the house, and and the little girl is, like, whining to the stepmom while she's talking to this older woman, and she's like, I'm really hungry. Can you make us something to eat? I'm really hungry. Chauncey's really hungry. Like, stop. And then the old lady's like, it's okay, like, your mom, or, like, your stepmom, like, she'll get you something to eat soon. Why don't you just go inside? And the girl comes back, she's like, well, why don't you just leave? Maybe Chauncey will eat you. Like, what are you talking about? What are you literally talking about? Yeah, maybe Chauncey will eat you. So true. Yeah. And then, so yeah, that movie was fine. That was it, really. And then we go and get Chipotle, and we bring Chipotle back to the theater, which was the first time I had Chipotle in a theater, which apparently people like do that. It was scrum. If you're actually wondering, the large queso fits right perfectly in the cup holder of the AMC seats. So if anybody was wondering that, yeah. And then, so for our third movie of the night, here we go again. I love AMC. Another thing that AMC does is this thing called Screen Unseen, where they do it like once or twice, maybe even 3 times a month, on like a Monday night at 7 p.m. They have movies that are about to come out, but they're not out yet. So it's usually like a week before they come out. And they screen it as a mystery movie. So, and if you don't have AMC A-list, the tickets are only $5 plus tax. So you pay $5, but for me, me and Jade, we have A-list, so it was free. And it tells you the length of the movie, the genre of the movie, and the rating. So, but it's a mystery. You don't know what it's going to be, and you know it's a movie you've never seen because it's not even out yet. So we had a Screen Unseen for our last movie, and we knew it was PG-13, and yeah, that's pretty much all we knew. So we go in, and turns out it was this new movie called Arthur the King, which I think comes out maybe even today or tomorrow, I don't know. Starring Mark Wahlberg, starring the worst beard you've ever seen on a movie, on a movie screen, okay? It's Mark Wahlberg, he's fine, whatever, but he has this terrible beard. Like, he just should not have this beard. Anyways, it's based on a true story about this guy who is I forget what it's even called. Oh my gosh, I should have thought of this before I started. It's like a race, but it's like this multiple day race over like many terrains. It's like climbing, biking, swimming. All the hiking is like through, like, it's I think it's in the Dominican Republic. So it's like through like the terrain, I don't know, like the forests or whatever. But it was really cool. Anyways, it's about this guy who like really embarrassingly lost the last race. And so he's like trying to like have his last hurrah. He's like trying to prove that he can like do it and he can like, I don't know, win or whatever. So he like gets this team. It's like in a team of 4 people or whatever. So he gets this team and they go and they do this race. And along the way, they find this like little dog who like is following them. But they keep seeing it in like weird places. Like he sees the dog first and he feeds it. And then he doesn't see it again for like 200 miles in like a day and a half. So the dog is like following them. The dog is finding them. And he like travels with them. And then the dog like finishes with them. And then he like adopts the dog. Going into this movie, I was like, oh God. I had known about the movie. I just didn't know that it was going to be the one that we were watching. I was like, oh my God. First of all, I hate dogs. I don't hate dogs. That's no over-exaggeration. I just don't like dogs. So I'm like, I really don't care about this dog movie. And I really don't care about Mark Wahlberg at all. Turns out the movie was beautiful. It was like so heartwarming. Also, usually dog movies like make me cry. Not make me cry, but like they make me sad because there's usually like some sort of like dog death or like dog suffering that I just like don't want to see. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like dogs, but I like animals. I don't want to see this dog like suffering and dying. So they usually make me sad because I hate that. But then this one's the dog survives. Spoiler alert. The dog survives, no death. It was really sweet, really heartwarming. It made me really happy. So that was that. Oh my God. I've been talking for 45 minutes. What have I been talking about? What am I literally talking about? Nothing. I've been talking about nothing. Nobody's listening. Nobody cares. Anyways, let's see what's on my list for next. Something I was thinking about. Why do we always have like the most heartwarming dog movies? Can we stop pushing the dog agenda? Can we have a heartwarming cat movie? Because Little Miss Freya Bub, my Freya Bub, would have been so good in that movie. She would do the same goddamn thing. She would follow me 200 miles for a day and a half in the Dominican Republic terrain, in the rain of the Dominican Republic forest, okay? She would do that. So let's get a cat in one of these movies, okay? Anyways, so that was the end of that day. And then Tuesday, I woke up and had to go to work all day, so I did that. And then I came home and we had plans for Connor Wood, Fibula, that night. So, I come home, and that one's in Philly at Punchline, which we've been there before, so that was great. So, that one's at 9:15. So we go. We all know that I love Brooke and Connor. We all know that I love Fibula. I want to be him so bad. I want him so bad. I want to be his friend so bad. But again, it was just like a comedy show. I just feel like I don't love like a comedy show. So it was like fine. I really love him though. So it was nice I can add him right onto my list of celebs I've been in the same room with. However, Brooke is from Philly. So I was like, the whole time I was like, oh my God, where's Brooke? Where's Brooke? I'm like keeping my eyes open because actually the last time I was at that venue, I saw the Brianna Chicken Fry podcast live and Zach Bryan was in the building and I saw the man with my own two eyes. Thank you very much. I don't even like Zach Bryan, but he was there. And again, I love being in the same room as a celebrity. I think it's so fun. So I was looking for Brooke. I had my eyes peeled, couldn't see her, but then I left and I saw people on Instagram posting with her. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I've been going to all these comedy shows, but I haven't been to a concert. And we all know I love a concert. I haven't been to a concert. The last concert I went to was in December. I think it was December 20th or 21st. It's March 17th. That's 3 months. Usually I like to go to at least one a month. That's like what I don't know. I just love a concert, okay? I love live music. But me and Eva are actually going to one on Sunday. So I'm really excited for that. We're going to see Beach Weather, which is like a band. And we're going because the opener is Phone Boy, who's my favorite band for sure of all time. Definitely in my top like 3 favorite artists of all time. I love them. We're going to see them in Philly, right next to Punchline Philly. So it's at the Foundry, which is connected to the Fillmore, if anybody knows Philly venues. But I have like PTSD from this venue because the last time I was there, I had like this really crazy experience. Please hold. I need to drink my water. The last time I was at this venue, I had a really terrible experience. Really traumatizing. So we go. It's probably, I think it was April of last year. It was like a rainy day in April. It wasn't like cold or anything, but it was definitely raining. And again, we like to get to concerts early, especially general admission concerts, because the earlier you get there, the further to the front you are. So we ended up being like the 5th group of people in line, and we ended up being like right in the front row. So we get to this venue really early. Again, it's a rainy day. And we're sitting there for like hours, obviously. We probably got there at like, I don't remember, but maybe like 2 concerts at 8. So we're sitting there in the rain for at least 5 hours. At least 5 hours. This isn't really relevant to the story. I don't know why I'm talking about this. So we're sitting in line outside in the rain. And obviously when you're sitting in line for 5 hours, you have to pee at some point. So there's this big bowling alley that's right next to it. And after like a certain time of the day, they are an adults only bowling alley. It's 21 plus. You have to show your ID at the door, which is fine. At the time I was 21 and I had to pee. So I was like, okay, I'll just go into this venue. If they need me to like buy a drink or something, I'll just like buy water and then I'll pee and then that's it. So I go to the front of the door with my little ID and I'm at a concert for the day. So I have my car keys and my phone and my ID and that's literally it. I don't have anything else with me. I go to the door and I'm like, hi. And I show her my ID. Or it was like a younger guy. He was like young. I show him my ID and he's like looking at it and he's like inspecting it. And he's like really looking at it. And then he's like, hold on. And he goes and gets somebody else. And he's like, here, look. And she's looking at it. She's inspecting it. She's like, no, this is fake. You can't come in. I was like, this was fully my real ID, obviously. I was 21. There was no reason for me to be having a fake ID. Even if I didn't have a fake ID. It was my real ID. My real DMV state ID. And I'm like, what? She's like, this isn't real. And I was like, what do you mean? That's literally my ID. I'm like, what do you mean? This is my real ID. What do you mean? Like, what do you literally mean this is fake? I like had no words. She was like, this is not real. And I'm like, what about it is not real? That's my real ID. She's like, well, the microprint is scratched. Your photo is blurry. All these things. And I'm like, no. This is my real ID. How do I prove to you that it's not my real that it's my real ID and that's not fake? She's like, well, do you have another one? I'm like, no, I don't have another one. What? Who has two IDs? No, I do not have another one. This is my real ID. Stop it. And then at this point, I'm getting a little angry. Must admit, I'm sorry, I'm not perfect. Okay. And then I'm like, can I literally just come in and use the bathroom? Like, I'm not even coming in to drink. I'm not coming in to bowl. I'm not coming in to do anything. I literally just need to pee. Can I please use your restroom? And she's like, no, you can't come in with fake ID. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not drinking. Somebody can escort me to the bathroom. I just need to use the bathroom, please. I've been standing here all day. I've been standing in the rain for 5 hours. Please, let me use the bathroom. Oh, my God. And then she's like, no. She's, like, getting angry with me. She's like, you're disrespecting our rules. Granted, I was probably being a little rude. Sorry, I'm not a perfect human being, okay? I had to pee, and I was sitting in the rain all day. And she's like, you're disrespecting our rules. You're disrespecting our establishment. I'm like, no. This is my real ID. I'm not disrespecting anybody. I just need to use the bathroom. I'm like, okay, whatever. You're psycho. I'll just go with the menu, whatever. So then I'm like going into the concert venue, and obviously you need to show your ID at a concert venue. And if you're under 21, they give you X's on your hands, but I was over 21. I was 21. I wasn't drinking anyway. It doesn't even matter. But I showed my ID, and the lady like lets me through or whatever. And then I'm like scanning my ticket, and somebody comes up like from behind me, and they're like, don't let her in. She has a fake. And I was like, what? What do you literally mean? This is also like a fully different establishment. They're right next to each other, but it's two different buildings, two different venues, two different things. The bowling alley and the concert venue. And I'm like, first of all, how did they even know that? How did they know that all just happened? They're like, yeah, don't let her in. She has a fake. And I'm like, so you're telling me this woman from the other venue came over here to tell this venue none of their goddamn business and tell them that I tried to use a fake at their establishment to not let me into this establishment. Are you fucking kidding me right now? So I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, this is, first of all, I'm sitting in the rain for 5 hours. I need to pee. This is not my fake ID. Let me into this goddamn venue right now. I have a ticket. I'm a paying member. I have a ticket. Let me in. I don't have a fake ID. It's a real ID. And then they're like holding me back and letting people go in front of me. So I'm like getting pissed because all of this time that I just sat in this line in the rain for the past 5 hours is like going to shit because they're like holding me because they say I have a fake ID. My ID is not fake. And people are just getting in front of me. Anyways, I'm like, it's literally not a fake ID. Here, you look at it. And the woman at this new venue is like, yeah, this is not real. I'm like, what are you literally talking about? Like, what are you literally talking about? I have no words. So this one I'm like pissed. Like, and again, I'm not even drinking. So like, it literally doesn't even matter. And I'm like, literally, just put X's on my hands. I'm not drinking. Pretend I didn't even show this to you. It doesn't, you can remember, but it's real. Like, it's not like, forget about it. Like, ha ha ha, I gave you a fake ID. Like, just forget about it and let me in. No, it was a real ID. Yeah. And then they're like, okay, we'll put the X's on your hands, but we have to hold on to this. As in, hold on to my ID. I'm like, no, I need that. I drove here. That's my ID. That's my driver's license. That's the only one I have. I need that. And then finally they let me in, X's on my hands, and they gave me my ID back, thank God. But now I have to go to this venue again, and I'm feeling a little traumatized. But yeah, that was my traumatic event that I had at this venue that we're going to last time. Yeah, but other than that, I love a celebrity. I also love to pretend like I love to interact with celebrities, and I do love to interact with celebrities. But the thing is, I never have good ones, okay? At this point, I've been to a lot of concerts. I've met a fair few celebrities, but they're never good. And every time I have one, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be the best interaction ever. Oh my god, I'm gonna fall in love with them. They're gonna fall in love with me, and we're gonna live happily ever after. No, I need to stop gaslighting myself because it's never gonna happen. I have had a few good ones. My first ever celebrity interaction, actually. This is like my biggest flex of all time. This is like my hidden gem fun fact. It was the summer before 7th grade, I believe. So I'm like 13. I went to a One Direction concert. Thank you very much. And guess what? I went backstage. That sounds fake. I went backstage and I met One Direction themselves. Thank you very much. Yes, I did. That's not a fake story. That's a real story, and I have photo evidence to prove it, okay? I'm not putting it on the screen because, oh my god, last week, the tear losing episode, that episode was really fun, and I thought it turned out good. But the putting things on the screen took me forever. It took me way too long to edit that. And then it took me even longer to figure out how to get the tier list to go away and to get like the photo of me with the eagle to go up and the photo of the marine iguana to go up. Yeah, so I'm not doing that again. I would put it on the screen. Actually, maybe I will. No, I'm not doing it. It's not going on the screen. But you just have to believe me. You have to take a leap of faith. This actually is a real story. I did meet all of One Direction. Did we talk about this? No, I don't think we did. We must not have. I don't think so. Anyway, so yeah, my friend at the time, her mom worked for like Sony or something. And she was able to she knew people, I guess. So she got us tickets to this concert. It was One Direction on the Midnight Memories tour. 5 Seconds of Summer opening up for them. So this is like my biggest flex of all time. People loathed that. I'm kidding. People could only dream that they went to that tour and met One Direction. That's all I'm saying. I know you're jealous. I know you're upset. And at the time, I didn't even like One Direction, so I totally took it for granted. I wish it was now because I would eat that up right now. But yeah, we took a pic. They signed our tickets. We lived happily ever after. Me and Harry Styles fell in love, and he still remembers me. Moral of the story. So yeah, that was when I was 13. I don't even remember it. I feel like I literally blacked out. All I have is the photo evidence. I don't even remember really the concert, if I'm being honest. I didn't like One Direction at the time, so I didn't even know the music. That was my first ever concert, my first ever celebrity interaction. But that was a good one. I also had a good one with, I don't think anyone's going to know this person because they're not even a celeb, Charlie Berg. This story is actually pretty crazy. But so my second ever concert was a Jeremy Zucker concert in Philly. When I guess it was this was before the pandemic, 2019, November of 2019. And it was my first real concert as an adult, and it was Jeremy Zucker, and opening for him was Charlie Berg. At the time, I didn't know him. I listened to a few of his songs before the concert to just get familiar, and I didn't know him. He was fine. I liked him. I liked some of the music. I moved on. Moral of the story, I moved on. Didn't really follow up. I followed him on Instagram for a while. That was it. And then sophomore year of college, so 2022, it was May of 2022. So 3 years later, we have a carnival to end the year, and we get performers. And one of the performers was Charlie Berg. Can you believe that? So I had to tell him about it. Again, nobody knows him, so nobody was he was out and about. He was performing, and then enjoying the carnival after his set. So I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, you're never gonna believe this. I saw you open for Jeremy Zucker 3 years ago, and now you're here. How weird is that?" It was so weird. He was so nice. He was like, "Oh my god, thank you for saying that." And I was like, "You're so cool. I just think you're so cool. And this is so cool that I get to say this to you right now. And then he gave me a hug, and we both went our merry way. However, those are my two, like, best ones, I think. I've had a myriad of terrible ones. My first terrible one was also at a TCNJ show. It was also, like, at, like, a school performance, like, a free show for students. And it was with Phoneboy, believe it or not. This was, like, before I really knew who Phoneboy was. This was, like, the first time I saw them. And we were seeing them again, and we were like, oh my god, let's get a picture with them. Like, that's so funny. Like, they were just, like, standing, like, taking pictures with people, like, talking to people. And I was like, oh my god, let's get a pic with them. And I'm so not the kind of person to, like, get a picture, like, with people. Like, I love being in the same room as a celebrity, but I don't need I don't need to take a photo with them. I don't need to hate the photo that I took with them. I don't need any of that. So I was like, oh my god, let's take a photo of them. And I was with Eva. So, it's less scary when I'm with Eva, because Eva just does all the talking, and I don't have to embarrass myself. So we're, like, planning what we're going to do. We're like, let's take a group photo, and then let's see if they'll take a 0.5 photo with us, because that's so fun. Okay. This is where we went wrong. We go up. We're like, oh my god, hey, we're seeing you guys again in December. Woohoo! Yay! You guys are so cool. Can't wait to see you again. Thanks for coming, basically. That's what Eva says. Again, my mouth is closed. I'm off to the side. I'm smiling and I'm waving. And then we take a pic, like a group photo, and it's incredible. Great photo. Love that photo. Love it. And then we're like, wait. Can we take a 0.5 photo with you guys? So I was in charge of taking the 0.5 photo. I was just in charge, which is where it all went wrong. So I put my phone on 0.5 mode. I make sure it's on the back camera. I turn my phone around and I, like, hold it up, and and then I take the photo, and then I turn the phone back around, and I'm like, oh shit, damn it. Turns out my phone was in slow-mo, like the slow-mo recording feature, and I, like, I tried to take, like, multiple photos, obviously. So the video is, like, half a second in slow-mo, and it's not in 0.5. So it's just, like, me. You can see me, Eva, and, like, one of the band members. You can't see anybody else in the photo. And it's just, like, really terrible. So I was like, oh, shit. That was... I took it in slow-mo on accident. And one of the band members was like, that's funnier. Not funny. I'm not laughing. No one's laughing except for you, King. Didn't get a 0.5 photo with them that day. Never did again. And then we were actually at another concert, and we were in the front row. And one of the band members was on stage, and we held the phone up and showed him the photo of us. And it was literally a photo of me, Eva, and then the entire band. Like, you can see them clear as day. And he goes, who's that? We were like, King, that's literally you. Like, that's literally you. Can we stop having terrible interactions with you, please? Anyways, what am I talking about? How did I get here? Where am I going? Oh my god. What time is it? Oh my god, I've been filming for 1 hour and 4 minutes. Guys, how did I do it? Somehow I did it. Nobody's gonna watch this podcast. If you're watching, I'm sorry. Like, I'm literally just sorry. Clearly I have nothing to say. I don't know how I just spoke for 1 hour by myself. But I did. I had more things on my list. Surprisingly enough, I talked about literally nothing. So I just started talking about terrible celebrity interactions, which I don't know how I got there. But yeah, so Eva will be back next week. So we don't have to endure this ever again, hopefully. But I had a good time, I guess. Next week, I'm sure Eva will tell you all about her trip to Ireland. I can't wait to hear about it. I can't wait for you all to hear about it. But thanks